You're listening to a Canadian Movie Crew production.
You're the only one on stage with the Monsignor at the time of his killing. You're the only one at that church who hated his guts.
Everyone thinks I did it. I didn't do it. With all the pieces on the table, this crime appears impossible.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Film Studies. I'm Derek, and of course with me is Mean Mark.
Hello, everybody.
And today we're doing another sort of catch-up. This is probably going to be the last episode before our year in review.
Yep.
So we're sort of catching up on things. I don't think there's any movies out that we're probably going to see. There's a couple of ones that I want to see. There's a couple from this past year that I'm going to try to watch before we do that show. But as far as new ones, have you heard of this one, Fackham Hall?
No.
It's a British movie. It's like a comedy murder mystery detective story. It's about all these characters live at Fackham Hall.
Fackham Hall. Okay, I'm just looking it up right now on IMDb.
If you say that really quick, it sounds like Fackham Hall.
You're going to Fackham Hall.
You're going to Fackham Hall. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't know anyone in this cast. That's not true. That's not true.
I've seen the trailer. I've seen the trailer, and it looks. I mean, if you want comedy done right, you get the British to do it. Really, honest and truly.
Okay. All right. Oh, actually, there are some notables in here. Tom Felton, so Draco Malfoy from Harry Potter.
Okay.
Damian Lewis, I know I've seen him in other stuff before. Lily Knight's a familiar name. And don't get me wrong, this is not a comment on other people's talent or the talent of this cast. I just have not been exposed to anything these people are in. So, and there's probably more that you're like, oh, that person.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. British comedy. Yeah. Let's do this.
Yeah. I'm totally down for this. So,
yes. Yeah. I, now every year, not every year, but lately, my family's been doing a movie on Christmas Day.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a French Catholic thing, sort of.
Okay.
My brother-in-law
French, is that?
Yeah. My brother-in-law, very Quebecois French. They have me over on Christmas Eve. And so Christmas Eve is the exchanging of the gifts and a nice dinner and everything. And then that way, it's a lot slower pace come Christmas Day. All the kids are older and stuff like that. So no one's getting up at 6 a.m. to open presents or nothing. It's just sort of like, when you get up, we'll have breakfast. And in years gone by, like for example, 2015, we went to see The Force Awakens.
Of course.
Because it had come out 10 days earlier. I'd already seen it, but...
Where is that sound effect?
Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
Yeah. And so British comedy, maybe my sister and I and the family might go see something like that. So who knows? Well, yeah. Anyway, speaking of that sound effect, what movie is that from?
I can't believe that's going to work this well. That's from work. Street Fighter.
Yes. And to kick off the show, I want to talk about a trailer I just saw, and you're going to just see on the podcast. I think
I've seen it before. I think I did watch it before.
For those of you listening along, if you want to cue it up, it's the Street Fighter trailer, the newest one. So coming up next year? Yeah. And after seeing this, I'm jazzed for it. And we're going to show Derek why.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll pause it every once in a while and just give our sort of running commentary and see how this goes. But
I want to see if I can identify everybody.
Okay.
I should be able to. Most characters. It's been a while since I've delved into the series, but we'll see what they've got. So whenever you're ready, give us a countdown.
Yep, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, who's that?
Balrog.
Is that Balrog?
That's okay. Balrog. And so it's 50 Cent as Balrog.
50 Cent as Balrog. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Dulcie, Honda, Cammy, Guile.
Pause for a sec. I like how Guile's hair got its own intro.
Yeah.
In that one. It's very cool.
And David Dismalchet as
Bison.
as Bison.
Yeah, that's not the who was it? There was someone else rumored because I remember being surprised when I saw. Don't get me wrong, Dave Dismalchin is awesome. I like this pick.
It's an interesting pick, but he's not. I don't think he physically fits.
But this is also a guy that. Well, I mean, they'll probably make it that he just relies on technology, right? So he doesn't have to be,
I guess,
and have a fighter's physique like everybody else does.
Unless he's the Shao Kahn, he's the mastermind. He's not going to fight, but he's the mastermind. Like he will fight eventually.
Yeah, he could, and he could just be our tournament host as well, right? So he may not fight. We may not see him fight at all, or he might just dispatch of some lower level, good, goody two shoes. But we'll see. Yeah, through a wall. See, I think we're gonna.
Dan?
I think that's Dan. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think we're also gonna have just like random, like if they're gonna they'll probably get into bar fights or something like that. By the looks of it, like it looked like Chun-Li was just kicking the shit out of a couple of ladies at the bar. You know what I mean? Like,
well, actually, the screen that we have it on right now is a guy going to do I think it's a body slam through some kind of bar glass thing but you see in the background it says welcome to the Second World Warrior Tournament.
Okay, so there's our setup, the World Warrior. And actually that I believe is right from like OG video games, Street Fighter 1.
Well, which is also kind of interesting too, because Street Fighter didn't become popular until Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, I did play the first one. And
this would be the Second World Warrior Tournament.
That makes sense. And then the first cast had Ryu. I can't remember if it had Ken. There was this British guy named Birdie that fought with Tonfas, who we will never see again.
Yeah.
I think actually maybe in later iterations they bring him back, but he looks a bit too much like Guile. He's got the big hair and everything like that.
Yeah.
So I think Guile is actually Birdie remodeled, and they made him American instead of British.
So
this is Zangief.
Oh, sorry.
That's Zangief, and I believe I can't tell
who's Dan.
Is it Dan? I don't see the blonde hair. I think it's Dan.
He's got a pink shirt and jeans on. I think it's Dan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, watch.
I could be wrong. Like we're definitely throwing physics out the window here.
A little bit, yeah. It's going to be some exaggerated. Look at that leg sweep. Nice shot. Nice. I like the transition from her kick into his kick. Like she starts the kick, and then like Chun-Li. It looks like Chun-Li starts the kick, and then Ryu finishes his. That was a nice little cut. I mean, yeah. And then they beat the shit out of the car as a bonus. I love it. It is so cool.
It's interesting.
Yeah. So that's this is everything that I was looking for in a Street Fighter movie way back, and Van Damme and company did not deliver. So,
well, no, because they made it about fucking
politics and shit, like
politics and world governing and
converting, making up your own dollar. I mean, it's you know the Bison dollar or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. If Dave Dismalchin's Bison has that kind of, I don't know, grand scheme going on, fine. But from what this trailer's told me, it's not going to drown out the tournament, which is the stuff we want to see. So,
yeah. So, okay, well, that's Street Fighter. That comes out next year, and we'll get into more of our anticipated movies for 2026 when we do our year in review show. Also, stay tuned to our social media because we'll be putting up some polls or opinion questions that you can send in so that you can be a part of our year-end review show.
That'd be awesome.
Like, what were your favorite movies? What were your least favorite movies? We'll put out the categories. If you guys want to fill out the thing and send it in, absolutely can. And if you can send us an audio clip, you can do that as well. So
yeah. Or just drop us a quick email. Where can they email us?
CanadianMovieCrew@gmail.com. Stick to our Facebook and our Instagram and our YouTube, and we'll put something out. Let's do a little bit of catch up. So our main event today is the third Knives Out movie, which just came out on Netflix. It was in theaters for a couple of weeks before it hit Netflix. Maybe
Yeah,
6 days.
that seems to be tracking.
Yeah, well,
I think they did the same with Glass Onion.
and if they get Warner Brothers,
Look out.
guess what? But that's later. So we're taking a look at Wake Up Dead Man later on in our main event. But before we get there, Mark, there was a couple of movies you wanted to talk about. A couple of movies I've seen. What was one that you wanted to talk about?
Well, I'll start with streaming. There was one that I actually saw on like a worst of 2015 list, what I thought was actually kind of fun. It's called Playdate. Kevin James and Alan Richson. I can't remember.
Richardson, yeah.
Richson. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Reacher, the new Reacher.
Yeah.
Anyway, so together they're two dads that they both have boys around the same age who meet in a park one day, and Kevin James just plays your Joe Schmo like he normally does, and Alan Richson is a former military guy with something in his past that is now potentially coming back to haunt him. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to give it away, but he acts a little quirky and stuff like that. He actually, I was really impressed by him because lately he's just been playing the I beat up everybody badass. Even we saw him a very late entry in the Fast and Furious series, holding a rocket launcher. You know what I mean? So that kind of character is what he's been playing. This guy is a bit more of a goofball, even though he's still built like a brick shithouse. And yes, he's former military. The character he's playing is a lot funnier, I think. And so kudos to him for how he's pulling it off. And then of course, Kevin James as almost the straight man in some of these scenes is kind of funny to see in and of itself, because he just has to react like grumpy old man. That's all he gets to do. And yes, of course, he'll Kevin James it up, and bebop around, you know what I mean? But it's kind of interesting to see, like, usually Kevin James is the funny guy, and a guy like Richardson would be just the straight man. That's like, if I was casting that movie and I got these two guys, that's how I would be writing it. Yeah, because James obviously has the more, a lot more experience in comedy, but the way they do it, it's a nice two-hander. And Alan Richardson impressed me with, it's not like the comedic tour de force, but I was just surprised at how well he was doing. So pleasantly, yeah. So I enjoyed it. How about you?
The one I saw was the third movie in the Now You See Me series.
Yes, please, no spoilers.
The third one
I want to see
called
it.
Now You See Me, Now You Don't, which should have been the second one, but let's digress from there. It was another Now You See Me movie. It checked all the boxes. It's a Now You See Me legacy sequel, which is kind of funny because the last one came out in 2016.
Yeah.
So it's only 9 years later, and they're giving us a legacy sequel.
Yeah, the new young cast is coming in to. Yeah,
there's a new young cast. There's three new young magicians.
Right.
And yeah, it's just more of that. This one doesn't have Michael Caine.
Oh.
It does have Morgan Freeman.
Oh, good.
And I guess is this one worth spoiling? I guess.
I want to see it.
Okay.
Someone I know actually saw it recently, and she said she enjoyed it. Even her kids liked it. Like, she's got a couple of teenagers.
It's not a bad movie, but the one thing I will say, what I liked about the original Now You See Me is when they quote unquote used their magic.
Yeah.
They were using their magic skills, but they weren't doing magic, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the reveal was how they use distraction and sleight of hand and all that stuff to get the result that they wanted.
Yeah, there was the reveal section of that was just as entertaining as watching the quote unquote trick be done to their target, right?
Yes.
They want to steal the thing from the rich guy or whatever. I think that's the plot of the second one.
Yeah. There's just
Yeah.
the rich guy's son, which is
And
Harry
it
Potter.
has super secret, high tech vault. Here's how they're going to get in, or, they get in, and then we get to see how all the mechanics behind it. Yeah.
And especially in the second movie, like in the second movie, it started to get a little fantastical. Like, especially in that scene where they go into the vault and they're flinging the card around and all the guards are not noticing that they're doing these over the top card flicks and the card's not flying all the way around and everything else.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to eat the magic beans in that one. In this one, there's a couple more magic beans that you have to eat. Like they really, there's one scene sort of in the middle of the movie where it's sort of a one-upsmanship. They stop the plot of the movie so each of them can do like here's my trick. Oh yeah, well here's my better trick. And some of the tricks, like I know what they're doing, but it's so smooth and so quick that it would be near impossible to do it for real.
Right.
So there's some movie magic happening there.
Yeah, some nice editing and
like there's a quick change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a quick change. Elsa Fisher does a quick change, and it's so quick, and it's so blatant that it's a movie effect. That it kind of ruins it. Like are they actually magical? Because that's what you're showing here. You know what I mean?
Right. When we know like that trick has been done on stage, and basically the magic is in the tailoring of what's being worn, and the adaptability to just being able to slough off one outfit or flip it over, so to speak. And
this quick change is more like the fairy godmother bibbity bobbity booing her into a new gown. So
or cut, get changed.
Yeah,
action.
No, it's literally like the He-Man, like the She-Ra transformation.
The magic swirl.
Yeah, like the magic swirl, and like the sparkles come down, and as the sparkles pass, it changes.
Yeah.
And it's a little fantastical, and to be honest, what they were doing was kind of hard to follow. Maybe that was me. I couldn't quite follow exactly what they were doing or why sometimes. But it was a lot of, okay, here's the plan. We got to do this. Cut to them doing the plan. It's like, well, but I don't think I understand exactly why you're doing it.
Oh, okay.
So maybe it was me. I'm fully in the thing for me. 6.5 out of 10. I didn't feel like my time was wasted, but I'm not going to give it any awards in it either. So
yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Some predictable, some surprises, some predictable.
Well, I'm still looking forward to seeing it. I'm a bit of a completionist sometimes, so
yeah, I think it's worth seeing. But
yeah.
Now, what else have you seen? There's one called Heads of State.
Heads of State. Yeah, there's also on Prime. John Cena and Idris Elba. So John Cena is president of the United States. Idris Elba plays the Prime Minister of England. And he gets to use his accent, which is good. He gets to just use his normal voice. And so Alba's character, his wife passed away, and so he's been bit of a problem for himself, you know what I mean? And but just trying to kind of deal with all that, and then but also run a country. And then John Cena, he's playing like, imagine if Arnold Schwarzenegger had been able to run for president. The idea of the action star.
Yeah.
Now in his I'd say Cena's in his late 40s, maybe 50s.
I think so, yeah.
Somewhere in there. Yeah. Anyway, but a guy basically who's
old enough to retire. Yeah,
old enough to retire from WWE.
Wow, that 48. Yeah. 48.
He's so late 40s. Yeah. So he goes from acting to politics and just wants to be a good president. But one of the runners is that Idris, the prime minister, and he thinks he's a joke because he's an actor turned politician. Right. Where the prime minister, he was a career politician and did it kind of, the right way, came up through the government system and eventually got elected. So, Anyway,
That's
that's
never
kind of,
happened before.
yeah. So then they, or I don't even know how, is it an election in England, or does the king just say, yeah, you're the guy?
It's an
I don't,
election,
I don't,
yes.
okay. All right. I don't know how medieval they still are over there.
Yeah, no.
I've never been.
It's an
Anyone from
election.
England listening, please just set me straight on your politics. I appreciate that. Email us, CanadianMovieCrew@gmail.com,
Yeah.
and send me some helpful links or something. I don't know. Because I'm speaking out of my ass here. Anyway, so they get involved. There is a plot, though, because there's a summit going on that these two are going to, and they haven't been getting along. So there is this almost like a parent trap to try and get them into the same space so they can work out their differences. Essentially, the president invites the prime minister onto Air Force One, and then so something happens, and it essentially turns into a buddy road trip comedy.
A road trip comedy. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't want to say any more in case you do want to check it out. It's
Probably not.
Probably not.
I'll be honest. Probably not.
Okay. All right. So I'll go a little spoilery. We do start off actually with neither of these two characters, because there's the third character played by, oh shoot, I've seen her. I saw her on Quantico. Is where I first saw her, and she's been doing stuff ever since. I just got to get her name.
Priyanka Chopra.
Priyanka Chopra Jonas now.
Okay.
She married one of the Jonas brothers. So
good for her.
Yeah, good for him. So
probably better for him.
Yeah. He married a movie star. So she's an agent, I think CIA, who is on a mission, and her mission goes tits up, and she's the only one to make it out alive. Something went horribly wrong. Her team got compromised, was completely identified out in the open, and got cut down. So her arc starts with that, and she's investigating what the hell happened. Like someone had to have said something to somebody because the bad guys were too well prepared. So there's an attack on Air Force One. Both Cena and Alba have to jump for it after a courageous fight by the Secret Service, by the way, showing up in this movie. They were badass all the way to, until they couldn't be anymore. And they basically end up throwing these two heads of state out of the plane with parachutes. So they're now on foreign soil and having to get to safety. So that's where it's kind of the buddy road trip, because it's just the two of them alone.
Oh, okay.
In like a forest in, I forget if it's made up a stand, or I forget what country they say they're in, but they're because they were flying over to go to this conference, and they get shot out of the air. So they go try and get to safety. Chopra then shows up, and then they're getting to the bottom of what really happened and how there was an attack. Is there an inside person? Of course there is, because it's a movie. So yeah. But anyway, so so that's the adventure part of it. And then you have these two trying to resolve their differences, and neither of them are being action heroes. One of them is a guy who used to be a movie action hero. So that kind of stuff sort of comes into play, played off for a few jokes, but also he does sort of remember how to handle a gun.
Right.
So when it comes to it, he's not so bad. He's not obviously marksman. He's not military level, but he's like, well, they taught me how to use a gun for this movie, or these movie series that I did. So
right.
Yeah. So that's the idea. It's like Schwarzenegger or basically if John Cena got elected president, former action star turned president, right? Like,
yeah,
that's the thing. That could happen theoretically. There's enough wrestling fans out there
probably
that if he I'm just saying that could happen. Idris Elba, absolutely. I'm sure
The Rock was considering a run. So
yes, action star turn. Yeah, absolutely. Schwarzenegger couldn't do it. These guys could. So it's kind of funny. So anyway, pretty good. It was pretty good. I liked Playdate a little bit better just because it was a little quirkier and the action scenes were really creative. But this one had bigger action scenes. So like the attack on Air Force One was actually really well done. I didn't expect this kind of detail from a streaming movie. I thought we were going to get oh no, we're under attack, and then jump out of the plane. You know what I mean? Like that was it. But there's actually like a fight sequence going through the plane, like you're going through and they're trying to get to safety, and there's these Secret Service agents escorting them, and some bad guys are on the plane already, so now there's a gunfight on the plane. Like it's bigger set pieces than I thought, and
Okay.
yeah, so that made it enjoyable.
Sounds like right up your alley.
It was, yeah, two actors I like, and some good action.
Yep.
Yeah, good time.
Well, speaking of not right up my alley, sometimes when you're married, you have to bite the bullet and take your wife out on a date.
I remember.
And yeah, you have to. We went to see. She wanted to go to the movies, and we went to see Eternity.
Yes.
Elizabeth Olsen, Miles Teller, and Callum Turner, who I've never seen before. He's been in a lot of romantic movies that, like I said, are up
he's
my alley.
that handsome leading man kind of stuff. Yeah,
Very much so. Interesting premise. I'll give it that. It's Elizabeth Olsen. She marries before the Vietnam War. She marries Callum Turner before the Vietnam War. He goes off to war. He dies. She remarries a couple of years later to Miles Teller. Stays alive for 65 years. And they die within a week of each other. He goes first after choking on a peanut, while she's dying of cancer. And in this movie, what it sort of proffers is that once you die, you go into what's like kind of like an indoor hotel. You have a room. You have a week to decide your eternity. And there's all different types of eternities. There's the beach eternity. There's the nudist eternity. There's the yacht eternity. There's the one they kept showing for some reason, the infancy fetish.
Oh,
the one where you act like a baby and you get taken care of by a mother. That's an eternity. Word. They keep showing that one for some reason. There's the Nazi eternity.
Oh,
there's the alt-right. It's there's good and bad, I think.
Yeah.
There's the smoker's eternity where cancer can't kill you twice. That's their big draw. And it's literally like walking through a convention and people are handing you pamphlets trying to get you to sign up
join
with
their eternity. Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And you have a week to decide. The problem is you can also wait in this train station hotel room area for your loved ones. And so Miles Teller, he decides to wait, but then he decides that he's going to go. But then as he's going, he's made up his mind of which eternity he wants. And all of a sudden he sees Elizabeth Olsen come in. She's now just recently died. Well, now I want to go with her.
Yeah.
Right? At that point, we find out that Callum Turner has also waited. And he's waited 65 years.
Oh, so time passes in real time.
Yes. Now, you physically turn into when you were the happiest. So that's why Elizabeth Olsen goes from a senior actor who is, 75, 80 years old to fucking Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah, yeah.
So
she would be happiest looking like herself because
yes. Exactly. Yeah. So it's a kind of a drop line, but I was like, oh, okay. That's how you're doing it.
Yeah. And so Miles Teller can be Miles Teller, not Dick Van Dyke. He just turned 100 years old.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, he's the sort of, these fucking people with their gender reveal because they go to gender reveal. It's like, what the hell? Just fucking announce it. He's like a surly, kind of sarcastic, but she's endeared by that. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Whereas the army soldier guy, he was romantic. He was, he said all the right things. He was like a man's man. He was an army guy, but they were only together for 2 years.
Right. Before he went to serve his country. And
exactly. It was the life that she never got to live. It was the life she chose first. So then it becomes a whole thing of what do you choose? Right. which
Yeah.
guy is she going to spend eternity with, if either, and where do they go?
So there we go. So there's the setup.
And you know where it's going to go. My wife asked me, and I said, yeah, she's going to end up with so-and-so. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah, obviously. And I was right.
Okay, don't spoil it for me. I might see this one day.
Because I've seen movies.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly serviceable. Like I said, not up my alley, but Elizabeth Olsen makes the medicine go down.
Yep.
It's I don't have a very good reaction to Miles Teller normally, but he was okay in this movie.
Okay, good.
I didn't want to punch him like I did in Fan Four Stick. So, the problem is the ending. They do a couple of psych out endings.
Okay.
And they could have ended it like 20, 25 minutes earlier.
Oh no!
Like there was a perfect spot where they could have ended it, and they didn't. And then it goes on for 20 minutes. And then there's some goofy side characters that you're supposed to care about. You don't. Actually, the one that I actually really enjoyed, Divine Joy Randolph. I kind of liked her in this movie. She was funny. She was charismatic. The role itself is goofy, but
okay.
But she had fun with it. She tries to get like a Wayne Newton impersonator. Elizabeth Olsen loves Wayne Newton. So to convince her to join him, Miles Teller gets Wayne Newton.
Oh, nice.
But it's not actually Wayne Newton. It's a Wayne Newton impersonator.
Oh,
who's drunk, right? And it just, I think actually Elizabeth Olsen does a really, really good job. There's a lot. There's her doing comedy. There's her reacting to, oh my God, what's happening? And then there's her like really crying and really, so she really does really well in this movie. Just, I don't think the movie itself is not great. You know what I mean? It's good.
Okay.
It's good, but it's a date movie. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
I saw this so I didn't have to see Wicked 2.
Oh, okay. That's not a bad bullet to bite.
So, yeah. Again, 6.5 out of 10. Probably the same as the other one.
This is the Hood Rat Recap.
We got a great show for you.
A podcast about the best bar band in the land, man.
So hold steady.
Of the band that you love, we love.
We do this because we love it, but we also love that you love it. And if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here.
I could talk Hold Steady all night.
This is going to be a lot of fun.
The Hood Rat Pack has assembled.
Kevin is whatever. Kevin, how you doing today?
Stage right, Mike on the mic, and Hart. That majestic noise can only be the Unified Scene's very own King of Queens, Gasper.
Gasper, why don't you tell them where they can find us on social media?
Best place to find us for our social media or pretty much anything Hood Rat Recap podcast is our link tree, which is linktr.ee/the Hood Rat Recap.
We're your steady stream of the Unified Scene, of the news and reviews.
I'm Gasper. That's Mike. That's Kevin. And us guys, and all you guys and gals. We are all the Hood Rat Recap.
Now, you saw one of the big ones that's breaking all kinds of records right now. I think it's the highest grossing movie of the year, and that's Zootopia 2.
Yeah. Okay, kind of surprising, but not really. This one's pretty good, actually. I enjoyed this. I had forgotten the name Jennifer Goodwin until this came back, and I was like, oh, I couldn't remember
Jennifer
who it
Goodwin.
was. Like, part of the game I was playing was, okay, name that voice. Yeah, so quite a few. Jennifer Goodwin plays the main character, Judy Hopps. Yeah. It's not Amy Poehler like everyone thinks it is, or like I thought it was anyway. So yeah, And she did in the first one too. I'd completely forgotten. And of course, Jason Bateman is back as Nick Wilde, the Fox. But we had like some new voices, including this one was a little bit more wrestler heavy. Yeah.
Really?
Among the names in the cast, Phil CM Punk Brooks.
Yeah. Anoa'i.
And Joe Roman Reigns Anoa'i. Roman Reigns. Yeah, Roman Reigns, CM Punk. And there was even at the very end of the credits, there is a really small, like almost blink and you miss it, by Dwayne Johnson. Yeah. But I mean, we have Michael J. Fox in here. We've got who else? Josh Gad makes an appearance. Cecily Strong from SNL. Tig Notaro,
jumping on the bandwagon.
John Leguizamo, Jean Reno.
Of course.
Danny Trejo, Shakira does a number. Bonnie Hunt returns as Judy's mom. We've got Idris Elba is back. Andy Samberg, and another nice addition to the cast. Ke Quan comes in and does a voice for one of the characters. So he did a fantastic job as what a renaissance for this guy. What a comeback. He's gotten his own streaming movie. He's been a part of other bigger movies, like hits that like Oscar winning stuff, like Everywhere, Everything, All at Once. Doing voices in like the biggest movie of the year, apparently the biggest grossing movie of the year. What a renaissance for this guy. I'm so happy to see him. Like, it's a bit later in life for him, but what a comeback. And he's just putting in the work and taking the work, and he's doing great. So anyway, this movie, not to give too much away, essentially another mystery comes up. This one, they're once again, their town of Zootopia is under some sort of threat.
Is it another
can Judy and Nick, pull another miracle out of their tails? And that's kind of the
okay.
A little bit, yes. That's always there's always an undercurrent, but there's also kind of a gentrification message. Stuff like that. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, they get a little bit more of that. A bit more into stuff like greed and
sure. What's the sort of sell?
But
line?
yes, the overall everyone getting along is always the top of the
1 or 2 line plot
of the food chain. The sell line. Well, let's see. IMDb has it as Brave Rabbit Cop Judy Hopps and her friend, the Fox Nick Wilde, team up again to crack a new case, the most perilous and intricate of their careers. Now, this time, Nick has joined the force now, so he's not a criminal. Yeah, he's a cop. And so there's also team building stuff in there because these two need to continue to get along and work well together. She's a bit of a just... I have all the ideas. If we do it my way, it's the only way. And he's feeling unheard. And so there's some interpersonal dynamics between them, but then there's also this larger case, which poses a threat to at least part of their community. So they have to, so they're trying to solve the case, even though no one thinks that they can. Yeah. I will say this. I'll just tell you who CM Punk and Roman Reigns are playing. Cause you can't tell. Well, you might be able to tell. I could not tell who it was them. A couple of like all-star cops, the Zebra Brothers or the Zabrowskis.
It's such an odd pairing.
Yeah, it's just them. They're high-fiving and
Roman Reigns and CM
Zebras,
Punk.
You know what I mean? Like they're just doing stuff like that. It is Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, two regular schmegular voice actors could have done the same, if not better.
Just get the Usos.
But
you know what I mean?
And actually, I don't know if they could have done better because there wasn't that much to do for these characters, right? Get the exactly. Or get Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso or something like that. Or I don't know who's feuding right now in WWE, but and no, it doesn't. And that's the thing. Like, why get wrestlers at all? Like, they're not Like it's only for the credits. So there is stuff like that going on, but that's okay if they want to spend the money on those guys instead of, someone else. Then okay,
Is
you
it
got
a
your name
parody of
recognition
him?
for whatever reason. You got Dwayne Johnson to stop by and do
No,
one
okay.
little thing, like
It's not like a rockfish or something,
no,
or a rock itself.
it's not. And I'm not going to give it away, but you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, or a rock, like yeah. I'm sure he'd be playing some
I
big
think the
burly
important
lion
question
who's
that
just
everyone
like,
will be asking is the
yeah,
sloth back?
if he actually was a character, but he
'Cause he
really
was the
just
best
did like
part
a
of that
quick
entire movie.
voiceover thing.
And that movie is really good, don't get me wrong. But the sloth was the best part of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
They absolutely knew that, and he does play. Actually,
Okay.
there's one scene where he's rather pivotal. So in helping our characters along. So eventually, but yeah. So that's So
Yeah.
anyway, it's a good movie overall. I'm giving it like a good 7.5.
Yeah.
Like all of the movies I've talked about are getting like a good 7.5. They're not blowing my minds, but they were. That for me is a good time at the movies.
Oh, wow.
And so I did. I had a good time at the movies. Good seats, good popcorn. Haven't been in a while,
I think
and
so.
not since Superman, I think, or whatever was it. Fantastic Four was after Superman.
Wow.
Okay, so then, yeah, not since Fantastic Four. I don't think I've actually been to the theater. So
yeah, Zootopia.
yeah,
It's
anyway,
one of those that again.
so yeah, that's
for
my
me,
roundup
for Disney
so far.
I always enjoy watching it, but you gotta get me there. You gotta drag me there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
There is a lot going on. I'll need to see it again. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But I was a little tired coming out of that movie. Maybe that's my age showing, but there was so many like quick jokes and puns and animal. They renamed something with an animal.
Yeah. Naked Gun was a lot like that.
I don't know,
So,
like, oh, you aren't lying to me, are you? I mean, that kind of, yeah. But they rename things that are, they just, yeah. So, but even just like what they name stuff, they put an animal twist to a name. I don't even have any examples.
Yeah.
There's so many, I couldn't remember all of them or any of them, to be fair. It was very quick, very quick. So you got to pay attention when you're watching this one. Or it is sort of built for potentially for someone with a keener mind, you'll be busy, but someone like me, it just gets me to watch it again sometimes. So then I might pick up something that I missed the first time around when I was trying to follow the plot.
Yeah, Disney
now I
has
can
a lot
go back
of
and pay
rewatchability.
attention to the background and the little things going on because I know what the plot is. So.
Okay, now I got to get to this movie. It's the last one before we get to Wake Up Dead Man.
Yes, they do.
It's one that I saw. It's called Bugonia. And this was one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. And I loved it. Up until the last 10 minutes.
Oh, the Emma Stone
and
one.
I walked out pissed.
No.
Here's the setup. Emma Stone is the CEO and owner of this medical company that's making advancements in technology. I got to get his name because he actually does a really good job in this movie. Jesse Plemons, is a conspiracy theorist.
Jesse Plemons?
Real tinfoil hat.
Plemons.
Tinfoil, literally tinfoil on his windows. Real nut job. Real psychopath nut job. Yeah.
That is where Jesse Plemons excels. What I like to call the thoughtful villain. Like he's not a dumb, like you can hire a Dave Bautista to play your heavy. Right? This Jesse Plemons doesn't play a heavy. He can. He's got a decent size to him. He could just play, but he excels when it's the thoughtful, like whatever character he's playing has thought about this.
Yeah.
And is smart about it and plans. And like, if you watch him in Black Mirror, he's brilliant in that too.
Yeah. Well, no,
he
and his cousin,
nefarious,
who is played by,
but he's thought about things. He doesn't just run in guns blazing. Anyway, sorry, please continue.
On the spectrum. He's mid-functioning, but he's obviously autistic. And there's a great cameo appearance from Alicia Silverstone in this as well. Almost unrecognizable, but it's there. So
Nice.
basically, Jesse Plemons and his cousin kidnap Emma Stone, tie her up in the basement, shave her hair, because they think that that's how she communicates to her alien overlords. And they want her to bring them, because the new moon is coming. So that's when the spaceship will be passing by the Earth, so that she can get them onto the spaceship so they can negotiate for Earth's safety, because they're planning on destroying the Earth. And he has worked out this through YouTube videos, online conspiracy theorist forums. He's designed what he believes the spaceship looks like on a 3D animation computer program. He's worked out a way to using shock therapy to test whether she is actually an alien. And it's just basically a battle of wills of what can she do to get free.
Ooh.
And what will she have to do to get free, and how far is he willing to push to get her to, quote unquote, admit that she's an alien. Okay. There's allegories, like she's also a beekeeper and her business is hurting the bees, causing, was it hive contamination syndrome or something like that. I forget what it was. But it's like a real problem affecting bees in the real world anyway. And for a good 2 hours, this movie is a solid back and forth tour de force of a fierce battle of wills and ideas and trickery and lies, deceit, truthfulness, that kind of thing, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then the end happens.
Don't spoil
How
it.
can I say this without spoiling it?
Please.
I'll say it this way. We talked earlier this season about when we talked about Fantastic Four. And about how Marvel movies since Endgame has just gone way too far. And how Fantastic Four, I appreciated their restraint and only telling the story that they needed to tell. This movie doesn't have it. There should have been someone to say, that's enough.
No. Oh,
Stop
that's too
right
bad.
there. And I was willing and I was happy watching this movie. Kind of like Weapons, with the exception of, with Weapons, I eventually understood the ending and I'm okay with it. And I still really, really, really enjoyed that movie. This one ruins it completely. And it just, and I have to say, I have to pull up the director, because I guess the director is known
it's really
for this
good
kind
and
of
then
crazy
ruins
shit.
itself at the end.
It's directed by Yorgos Lanthimos. Apologize if I'm getting that wrong. He did The Lobster, The Sacred of a Killing Deer. He did Poor Things, that Emma Stone was in. So he's used to doing these weird, make you think movies. Yes.
It's interesting because that's set up when you first talked about it, and what's basically in the trailer is her getting kidnapped. I would have thought it would have been, I thought this movie was basically, okay, she's a pharmaceutical exec. Okay, you told me that part. I thought
there is a part of that.
My brother died from,
that is a part of
my father, was
which has
taking
to do with
your
Alicia
medicine and it didn't work, and now I'm,
and there's so
okay.
And you're constantly going back and forth, and the movie posits It goes
okay,
so
okay.
far in one direction where, okay, well, maybe he's, I mean, he's crazy, but maybe he did it because of this. You know what I mean? And then it'll swing back the other way, going with Emma Stone's going, of course not. He's crazy. He has to be
Yeah.
crazy. Like, and she makes all of these valid arguments. Like, you're yelling into your own echo chamber. You listen to the same podcasts. You know, you're not willing to listen, to reason. You're not being reasonable. And then it, swings sort of back and forth the whole way, and it's really good until the end. And it's like it turns into a Looney Tune.
Oh, that's too bad.
It'd be
that's
like
too bad.
Schindler's List ending with a Bugs Bunny cartoon. Yeah. Like, it's almost worth watching just to see that switch.
Oh no.
I can help you with that off the air.
I'm going to see where I can find that on streaming.
It's insanity. And unfortunately, don't get me wrong,
Okay.
Emma Stone, Jesse Plemons, and even the cousin, fantastic performances. Great. Award worthy up until the end. The movie really lets it down.
Oh wow. Okay.
Had they stopped the movie at the logical stopping point, it would have been easily my number one. It would have been just like The Substance for me, or The Menu. It would have been that good. But no, they ended up going way too far.
Oh.
Way too far.
Wow.
But
okay.
That's my take on that. So most of the movie, 9 out of 10.
Okay.
After the
I
ending,
still want to check it out though.
4.
I think I do want to see this most of the movie. So it's...
No, I'm at a 4. Yeah, and Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons are the reason.
So are you kind of at a 6 then, somewhere in between?
And they're the only reason.
Because it let you
the
down.
script
right,
up until that point too helps, but I honestly, Mark, I want to hear your opinion on this, because maybe I'm being too hyperbolic, but I don't think so. But I've been accused of that in the past.
Maybe we'll come back and talk about it. All right, so I'll watch it and we'll
let's
come
get
back.
to our main event. Wake Up Dead Man is
all right,
the
stay
third
tuned.
in
I'll go watch this thing, and on our next film studies, we'll talk about it. Yep.
Initial thoughts, Mark, what'd you think? Oh wow.
I will say I actually very early on guessed correctly who done it. Mm-hmm. Yep. And yeah, I didn't know 100%. I was just like, I bet you it's them. And then by the end of the movie, I'm like, oh, okay, I was right. Like, yeah, I didn't. I don't know. I was really surface level judging book by cover type thing, and just looking at our cast of characters
before
and
the
be
murder?
like, probably not, probably not, probably not. Oh, yeah, probably them. No, the how of it all was still
right.
The surprise. I mean, a couple of times I was getting a little bit ahead of them but I think that's the movie's fault, where they introduce something and then you can make the leap like, oh, okay, they did this with this thing and that's how they did that. Got it. But then the characters don't get that until a little bit later. It's like, oh, wait, okay, so now they're just getting that you can do this with this that they already introduced like 10 minutes ago. That kind of thing. So it was but yeah, like spoiler free. I'm not going to say I knew exactly every single detail and I just went through the motions of watching the movie. No, I did enjoy it because of the creativity of it. I did enjoy watching this, the setting of this being in a Catholic church, and of course with my background, your background, very familiar setting, and just watching that at play, and essentially Ryan Johnson
Okay.
really giving this earnestness to the church. There are people of all kinds there. So these different personality types that we get, it's possible they're, maybe within a larger flock, these people are there, maybe not doing all the stuff that these characters do, but you could see in a smaller town how these people got to be the zealots that they are.
Yeah.
And, and just kind of sort of relate with the personality types a little bit. Maybe not on I haven't done everything that these people have done, but there's certain things that you can kind of pick out, like, yeah, okay. Yes, I was fervently into the church. I can understand that. I've been divorced. There's one of the characters that's, whose wife left him. So I can understand that. There's certain things I'm getting from the characters.
Star-studded.
So that was also enjoyable.
Who surprised you?
Big cast, pretty good cast there.
Okay.
Some surprise casting, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Mila Kunis is the cop. I didn't look at this, the IMDb before to see who was in. I'd only seen little parts of a trailer, I think, and didn't want to spoil myself too much.
Role.
So, right. I mean, right off the top, Josh
that's sort of
Brolin,
where
no
I am.
idea he was in it.
I'm
Fantastic.
kind of torn in this movie because I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Just like a knife, feels just like a Knives Out movie. The mystery is that good. The performances are fantastic. Glenn Close. Wow. That's the only thing I can say is wow. I mean, she's giving a performance that this movie does not deserve.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she's so far
she's sunk
above
into
this,
a role.
And I'm not bad-mouthing the movie for it, but
I know, like,
she's giving a performance that this movie at its best doesn't deserve. You know what I mean? Yeah.
There should be an Oscar nomination at least for her performance, like best supporting, role. I mean, I hope she's considered, but this movie is not Academy caliber. I think is that kind of what you're saying?
And
she's Academy caliber
for some of
this whole movie.
Probably not year awards. Just based on his on all of his work this year, just him in Weapons and in this movie, and I think there was another movie he was in too. And like the weakest part of this movie, unfortunately, is the main character. Josh something.
Yeah.
He's a new kid. Josh O'Connor.
This guy I'm not that familiar with, but
jeez, it's not
Josh
even
O'Connor.
Thing. He just hosted Saturday Night Live, so Josh O'Connor, yeah. Kerry Washington does a great job. The supporting cast, Jeremy Renner's here, Thomas Hayden Church.
Absolutely. Andrew Scott, Jeremy Renner,
who we saw in Alien.
Yeah, Jeffrey Wright. Oh, I love Jeffrey Wright's character.
No, she's from the last movie we did on, or is it Alien Romulus?
The Alien Earth. Yes, Alien Romulus.
And Jeffrey Wright isn't here too?
You know what? Honestly, didn't recognize her. I was like, where have I seen this woman before? That's what I just said. Yes, Jeffrey Wright. Yeah. He's always a good time because he's a consummate professional.
Now, the one thing
great actor, great character actor. He just comes in. His role as a bishop is just fantastic.
The one thing I kept thinking about the entire time I was watching this movie was with Knives Out, especially 1 and 2, I felt that this one wasn't as fun. You know what I mean? This one is a little heavier. It's a little bit more dramatic. They do have they do have the typical Knives Out humor. But in the other previous movies, it's a group of eclectic, kind of over the top personalities who work together as a group, but it was still fun to watch. You know what I mean?
Well, I think the other Knives Out movies, they're basically
Yes.
everyone is a villain in some capacity, save for you might have one or two innocents. Like in the first one, it was the nurse was the innocent. Like there's
Yes.
everyone thought was trying to accuse her, but she's the last person we suspect because she's the caretaker. But then everyone else around is a villain.
Everyone
Chris
has a
Evans
reason to
and,
kill him. But
everybody. Second one, kind of the same thing. Everyone's a bit of a shit heel in some capacity, save for one or save for one or two. But here now we're talking about people who are trying to redeem their souls. So we go in
yes, and that's
they're
the other
almost
thing
all
is,
quote unquote
I
innocent,
don't know,
but
maybe
with
it
the
was the
dark past.
religion
But
thing.
even even so, our hero does
where
too.
It's a little heavy of a topic, whereas the other ones are, the second one is Eat the Rich. The
I
first
think
one
so.
is family dysfunction. This one is the heavy weight of God, and could this man be the second coming of Jesus? And you know what I mean? Yeah. I will say Benoit Blanc.
Very existential
jumps right back to the
crisis,
character,
right?
and Daniel Craig does a great job. I don't know why he looks like Don Johnson.
Okay, he looks like Don
have
Johnson.
you ever seen Red
Thank
State?
you.
Red
Josh
State's a
Brolin
really
looks
good
like
movie
the dude.
by Kevin Smith. It's one that he's not known for because it's a very
no, I haven't.
It's very much like this. It's about a compound of religious zealots preparing for doomsday. It's actually really, really good. I very much enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've
He
heard
reminds
about
me
it.
a lot
I've
of
listened to
that
his podcast and
character
stuff.
from that movie, the father character from that movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying the look is very much the dude. The dude. Thomas Hayden Church looks a bit like a hippie Colonel Sanders. It's that stash and beard chin thing combo he's got going on. Very much the Colonel. And and then of course our young priest, who's a former boxer. Who does that remind me of? Which series did we do last Halloween? Not last Halloween, but the one before.
I was thinking he was more from Boondock Saints, but
young boxer turned priest.
The accent.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, I just kept thinking Exorcist guy. Young boxer turned priest. I was like, oh, it's
she
that
was
guy again.
Horror level. She was horror
but
movie
Glenn
Golden
Close.
Girls. That's what she was.
It took me a minute to recognize her.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. She could play Agatha Christie, Actually, if they did a Murder, She Wrote remake, I think Glenn Close would be a fantastic stand-in for Angela Lansbury. Yeah. But you talk about Benoit Blanc, and I want to bring up my problem with this movie. My sticking point is Benoit Blanc kind of takes half this movie on. We don't like it. It starts off with this priest writing the letter, and I'm like, okay, so
yeah.
In about 10, 15, 20 minutes, Benoit Blanc's going to burst onto the scene and so I'm here to solve a murder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was waiting for that and waiting for that and waiting for that. And I'm like, holy shit, this guy's not writing a letter. He's writing a novel. And that was my problem with this Benoit Blanc mystery.
You do a lot better than I could.
You wouldn't see this with the Agatha Christie stuff. Hercule Poirot, sorry for butchering that. Poirot shows up at the beginning and is part of solving the mystery, or he's brought in very quickly after the murder and is solving, or le murder, and then is solving the mystery. But this one, we go on and on with this priest narrating and going on, and it's not. And then a Knives Out movie starts. Halfway through, the Knives Out movie starts where, okay, we're going to solve this murder. And now we got to retrace everything again.
Murder. Murder. I do not know.
But murder, it's you got to put more in it.
I do not know.
Yeah, the way he says it, it's that deep South accent. Yeah, I do not know. Exactly. So that's the problem. We get the plot of the movie, but then a Knives Out movie starts, and now we've got to rehash everything again, and then we come around the plot device. Spoiler alert, being that okay, the reason why we started with this letter was Blanc eventually has our priest sit down, and okay, write down everything from when things went weird to the murder, and then we'll get to it. But that's my point, is that it sort of pads out the movie because we've already been through the letter. And then to go through it again and then he's got, we're just going to interview this person.
It does take a while. It does really take a while to get going.
Why did we spend 45 to an hour going through this letter? It's a good story. Yeah, it's like if it was not a Knives Out and this was just a priest trying to solve this murder somehow, or writing his, basically, this is my statement for the police, right? And then that's, I think, a formula that's been done before. They're writing out their statement, and now we're going to get in on it and see it reenacted to see how this murder took place, or whatever, right? So if it was the priest trying to solve the murder, that would be, this is a good device, and we could get to solve, like, based on everything I've written here, I think the killer is so-and-so, right? But like I said, we get this, and then we get, and that's the thing, Mila Kunis shows up halfway through too. Like, there's no police presence, no one here to solve the mystery until a good hour. So I just feel like I'm in a different movie because there's no Benoit Blanc asking the questions and meeting the characters. We meet and know the characters before he even shows up.
I guess that's the hard thing is, so with the previous two movies, you have Benoit Blanc.
Like, it's a good story, like I said, but it's a bit of a stick.
And and he's there, he's in the background, and then the first movie, he just plays the detective that goes along, and then he figures it all out and solves it at the end. I just rewatched it because after watching this movie, I wanted to watch the original. I actually wanted to watch Glass Onion too, but it wasn't on the streaming service that I had while I was at work. So, but in the second one, he solves the murder.
Fair enough.
Within the first 15 minutes, right? The whole staged, because the whole idea is that Edward Norton has put together a murder mystery weekend, and Benoit Blanc ruins it at the dinner where he reveals that this is what's going to happen, right? And then there's another murder that they have to solve. So I can appreciate that the Knives Out movies don't do the same formula each time, which is why I wasn't too upset when the murder doesn't actually happen until about halfway through the movie, and Benoit Blanc, that's where Benoit Blanc comes in. But I was kind of disappointed that we didn't have Benoit Blanc from the beginning, because he's really the reason you go to these movies, because he's the one through point in all these movies, right? Yeah.
Again, very Agatha Christie with Poirot, right? It's, you have your detective solving the crime, and yes, I missed him in that first hour, wishing he was the one, like, even if he was the one reading the letter, and we're now hearing it
anywhere through this movie. He doesn't smoke until the end.
I don't know, maybe that was a bad call, but I forgot he smokes cigars.
I mean, maybe that's a Netflix thing, but
and they imply that he takes a drink of whiskey, so they really cut down to smoking and drinking.
He doesn't reveal the guilty party, and I understand what he's doing. He's giving the guilty party a reason, or the opportunity to cleanse their soul, right? And do the big confession, which is fine. But I didn't get that when I first watched it.
Yes,
and I was
so
like, I tuned in to see him solve the murder, So, and that got kind of ripped away. Now, the reveal
exactly.
and the confession, the performance of that confession is really fucking good. So it kind of makes up for it, but at the same time, it's not what I wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, again,
Father
this
Ted.
would have been
Yeah.
a good church murder mystery, maybe on the BBC. I
Midsummer
don't know, or
Murders.
something like that, right? Where they,
Midsummer
yeah,
Murders.
there
Yeah.
there is. Oh shoot, my sister introduced me to. There is actually
Oh yeah,
I forget
yeah.
what it's
Okay, I
called.
know
It's
the
a
one you.
series
I know the
on
one
the
you're talking about.
BBC where it's a priest, a Catholic priest, who
He rides
seems
a
to end
bike.
up solving all the crimes in town.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an ongoing series. It's very British, very BBC.
Father Brown.
I think so. Dry humor. He's a middle-aged guy, but yeah, he's small town England. Yes, it was a couple years ago. They're like, "Oh, you got to check this out." And yeah, so very. That's the thing. As a Father Brown story, and then
Yeah.
the whole thing becoming, revealed during a confession. Very thematic, right? But it feels a little bit like
It
that
kind of
was the
does.
original
Although,
story. Like this
to
was
be
a Father
fair,
Brown type mystery, and then they just
coming out of
decided
the
to
movie
shove
initially, I
Benoit Blanc in
didn't
it.
have a very positive reaction to it. I mean, I enjoyed it, and like I said, the performances were great, but it just didn't. It didn't feel right to me. It didn't feel like a Knives Out movie. Then I saw a review of it where he points out where a lot of things are there, like when he first goes into the rectory, there's something that you can actually see that you wouldn't know is there until after you finish the movie. Um, yes. I'm trying to be vague 'cause I don't want to spoil it for people, but
Oh yes, the painted thing. Yeah,
yeah, and there are sound
yeah. No,
things that
me
you
neither.
wouldn't
So
hear the
I am
first
too. But
time that are
we both
there,
know what
but
we're
you
talking. We're
don't
speaking
hear,
in code
which
now.
is a
Yeah.
lot like the Knives Out movies, and things that you think you see or hear in a certain way, but turn out to be a separate thing. So it's made very much in the same way. Um, like I said, I just don't think it was as fun as the other ones. I think the characters are too serious. Maybe they're not fun enough. I mean, you're dealing with a lot of people with very serious problems. You're dealing with a man whose wife tragically left him, and then we get the real story behind that story, the or is it of that story.
Yeah.
Um, you get a man who is impossibly in love with someone who doesn't seem to love him back. You have
Well, and who? I mean, this one. It's not that much of a spoiler, but there's also, I think, a matter
yes,
of, I believe, the character,
yeah,
the source, or the
yeah,
not the source. Yeah, the source of his affection
yeah. You
is
have
rather chaste by
people
choice anyway. I believe.
seemingly
Yeah,
using
to
the
maintain,
father, or
holiness, right?
what does he
So,
call himself? Monsignor. He uses seemingly to use the Monsignor for their own personal gain, whether it be he's
Monsignor.
promised them a miracle, he's promised them salvation, he's promised them uh, some kind
Yeah,
of recompense, a healing, um, and he's clearly not delivering. I do like the
healing.
change that he. I do like the story of him where he
Yeah,
professes against greed and then ultimately chooses that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
yeah. His character's a former alcoholic turned priest. He helps someone else get off the wagon. There's, yeah, like there is some, like, there are reasons, in as much as these people are damaged, there are reasons for them to hang on to the church. So, we have one person, he's struggling with alcoholism, so he goes to church, he feels better, tries to, cleanse his soul, make sense of everything that
Yeah.
happened. And then,
And
but
you
then
kind
of
of get
course
that early
he's,
on that this might be the case.
get forgiveness on Sunday and start sinning again
But
on Monday kind of guy. But, uh, but yeah, that's the only reason he's there. I mean, we have a novelist who's there, and now
yes.
he's thinking that
Um,
this guy's going to help him unlock his
and
next great book, or
that's
he
why I'm
might
so
be
torn on
his
this,
next
because
great book.
everyone, they do a great job,
Yeah,
and everyone does play their part, and the script is good and the mystery is good. It's just, I don't know, there's the donut hole, and that's where the mystery lies. You know what I mean? Like there's something different, and I don't know if it. I kind of finished the movie thinking, I don't think this was a passion project by Ryan Johnson. I think this was Netflix saying, "Hey, Ryan Johnson, we want another Knives Out movie. Make one." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. And the fact that he's got a beard and long hair.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
threw me off, too.
Before Daniel Craig doesn't want to do Benoit Blanc
You know what I
anymore.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah, this is Daniel Craig waiting for his next role. It's somewhat legendary in Hollywood that if you see a lot of actors that look like that, say they're on a talk show circuit, it's because they finished the movie that they're there to promote, and there's always apparently the propensity for men anyway. Let your hair grow, let your beards grow.
If it calls for that,
because then your next part will then be able to style however we want. If the part calls for the guy to have a beard, if it calls for a beard, you've already got one ready. If it's clean shaven, then we'll just shave you for this part. If you're still, Keanu Reeves will keep growing a beard and his hair out, and then he'll get a haircut and a shave if he's playing, depending on what he's playing.
Yeah.
Or he won't, depending. Like John Wick, it's longer hair and bit of a beard, so he just tidies up the beard and then he's off to the races, starts shooting again.
But you notice how Neo grows his hair out?
I believe Ted was clean shaven when he was doing that last. Yeah, so he got the bob cut, whatever. Yeah. Again, Neo's waiting for his next part.
Yeah.
Well, he has to look like Jesus, though. That's the thing. He's digital Jesus. Wow, digital Jesus. Woo. That seemed to be a mouthful for no reason. So So this looks like Daniel Craig. Like, they're going to call me back for Bond any minute again. They're going to, or someone's going to.
Benoit Blanc is not that big of a part in this movie. It's not really centralized on him. It's kind of half and half centralized on him and the new priest.
Yeah. And I think we're getting to the why you felt the way you felt, because I felt the same way. And I think this is the reason. It really is the setup in that it's not Blanc. We're not following Blanc through the mystery. We're following someone else, and then he comes in with the assist.
Benoit Blanc is not
like he gets tagged in halfway through the match, and now he's helping out.
He comes in thinking a certain way, and he kind of leaves, and they give him the whole setup of Mr. Blanc, the services on Sunday. Oh, there's nothing I'd rather not do. Thank you very kindly. So I because that would be cliche to me, and especially with someone like Benoit Blanc who deals in reality and facts and science and that kind of thing. Yeah. And the fact that it can't be impossible because it happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's possible and what seems impossible, which that is part of this one. Yeah. So it happens somehow. And that's the part I like about this, is that they set up like this is the unsolvable murder based on the circumstances and where everybody was at the time. It doesn't seem like this could have happened without some sort of divine intervention or otherwise.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Or we don't know. So the actual mystery itself that's set up is good. And I like the whodunit of it all. But we just take a long time to get there. We focus on the different character, not Blanc. And then, like I said, Blanc seems to be an add-on. And that's why this is not, like, the first one's still my favorite. And to be honest, it sort of elevates the not that I have a problem with the second one. Ed Norton's rich billionaire ass aside, but he's supposed to be unlikable. It elevates the second one, I think, because it does. Those two are Blanc centric, and that's part of the hook while you're there. So they tried something different, like you said. Try not to stick to the same formula every time.
Yes, I agree.
I think they missed it a little bit. Like the device of the letter is good,
especially with what the letter
eventually
gets revealed to be.
And I think getting Blanc in there to kind of help him.
I thought that
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the whole letter device. I was like, wait a second. So we didn't have to start this way. We could have at least had Blanc come in meet our protagonist, and then go through the letter. And I think this is how it should have been done, is if you have Blanc enter, there's been a murder, and maybe they, we don't even see who it was who died. They could have, and then it's just Blanc, this young priest.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me the story. And then Blanc could have maybe interjected. We could have had at least him interjecting, maybe asking clarifying questions while he's telling the story to then get us to where we are. And I think that would have been more effective, because you have a little more Blanc and not so much of just this bubble of these other characters that you're trying to make happen.
Yep. No, I agree.
Without our main man.
Final thoughts, ratings?
I'm no Ryan Johnson, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, actually, it's kind of like I enjoyed it, but at the same time, just picking it apart, it has pulled it down a little bit to me. So, I must confess that it went from like another 7.5 down to probably, I think, 6.5.
Yeah,
and that's
I still very much enjoyed it.
I think I'm
going to give it another chance. Go back and watch it again.
Or it felt like it anyway.
To see maybe if doing the rewatch changes anything. Currently, though, yeah, I'm gonna have to go 7.5 murders out of 10. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just did 6.5 confessions out of 10. Yeah. Sorry, 6.5. Really revealing and unnecessary.
Okay, so that's
unnecessarily revealing
for
confessions.
this
How about that?
episode.
There we go.
Like I said, we're probably not going to be able to, with it being Christmas and all, next week, as we record this. We're literally 1 week away from Christmas, so.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah, well, let me just take this opportunity to thank you once again, Derek, for everything you do on this show, Film Studies, on this platform, and of course, everything you've been doing over on
each Sunday.
Is It podcast as well.
We've got them
I
scheduled.
know there will be, I guess, a release week of Christmas.
Let me bring up the schedule.
Yeah, so I appreciate you doing that through the holidays and whatnot. You're keeping.
Well,
thanks
for doing this with me. As I found
thank
out
you very
this
much.
year,
I really
it's not
appreciate
easy to
everything you do.
So,
looking forward to our year-end shows.
And it's
Those are
certainly not
always
as fun.
So.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that was an experiment. We did our own Ryan Johnson experiment.
Weekend,
we tried a different format earlier this year, a little bit, and
Sunday, we are releasing over on Is It? She's Making a List, our Hallmark Christmas movie.
Yes, just in
like
time.
I said, makes the medicine go down easy.
Once again, Lacey Chabert.
The week after that, we are giving you a fun one
for
between Christmas and New Year's. That is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Nope. Just something weird and wacky. And then we'll get up and running.
Not Christmas themed at all, just something weird that we came across. Yeah. Which, by the way, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, except I did find, at least in Canadian Prime Video, that movie is on there. So, listener, if you got some spare time over the holidays, you want to watch it. No. It's, well, I mean, if you need it, maybe. But I mean, for any of our Canadian friends who have Prime, and most of us do because we like getting packages shipped, that movie is available there for streaming. If you want to check that out and then listen to the podcast, you got to see this movie to believe it. Like, yeah, like I don't know. Yeah. The visuals, you have to see it. Don't just listen to the podcast.
And again, like we said, we got our year in review show. We'll probably hear more.
We do our best, but holy moly,
next couple of weeks. Please participate if you can, if you want to. If you have any ideas, give us a shout. Love to hear from you, and also join our Facebook, or not Facebook. Sorry, Facebook, but also our YouTube channel. Actually doing pretty well, actually. Getting some surprisingly views. I thought we might get 1 or 2, just, no, we're getting some good numbers. I'm kind of surprised.
Good.
Yes.
Well, I do know some of those numbers are our podcast friends over on the 70s versus the 80s podcast, the Hood Rat Recap podcast. And of course, our good buddy Scott White at scottyblanco.com. Please check out all of their content. They do different
Scott
stuff
White
than
will
we
be
do,
making an
so it's
appearance
not the
soon on our
same
show.
thing over and over again. We've had them on as guests for our show. We've been guests on their shows.
Yep, we're going to be
and,
meeting up with
had a
him
good
in
time every
person,
time.
so that'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, good. Yep, he's actually coming to
Yeah,
Canada
so
too.
if you're in
tour,
Ottawa or
so-
Toronto in January, look up Scott White. He's going to be performing there live, and it's a night you won't forget. He's hilarious. And that's pretty much. I think that's pretty much it, right, Mark?
Yeah,
That's not.
he's fantastic. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to
that's
seeing
pretty
him
much
again.
it. Yep, early
That's
January.
pretty much it for 2025. That kind of wraps it up
okay,
for us.
well,
We'll come back again.
so until then, Merry
you were saying,
Christmas.
in January with our year in review.
Yeah, happy Hanukkah, and if you're offended by any of that, happy shut the fuck up.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
So until our year in review show, I'm Derek. Mark, thanks very much for coming out. And we'll see you on the year in review show coming soon.
Always a pleasure.